Hi. So here we are at the final episode of budgeting. So today we discuss the fifth and final episode. First, I want to address a subtopic of the last episode, which was loans. It's credit cards. Credit cards are used to borrow money. Credit cards can be great, but they can spell disaster. First, they facilitate all sorts of transactions from purchases to paying bills. It's a heck of a lot easier to use a credit card than paying cash or even using checks. Next, they can help short-term cash management needs as long as the amounts are small and the rate of borrowing, if necessary, is low and not usurious and the term of the loan is short. But the good ends there, especially when excessive usage leaves large credit balances and paying high rates for longer periods of time, all of which can strangle one's budget. In general, it is not good practice to carry any credit card balances. Often the rate of borrowing is at least 10% more than the rate of lending, so that's a bad deal. It's funny how some will have money in the bank earning 1% and yet pay 14% on their credit cards. This makes little sense. People misuse credit cards because it is a simple way to spend on services and items when they aren't currently affordable and may not be for some time to come. This problem often starts small but has the potential to explode because once people see how easy it is to spend money that they don't have, they get kind of sucked in and spend recklessly, and those balances grow and grow, and those interest payments grow, and the next thing you know, a serious problem has resulted. Very many people who wind up broke and bankrupt owe lots of money on credit card. Credit cards can injure a person's life in dark and nefarious ways. Credit card debt can jeopardize the welfare of a family. Sometimes results in criminal actions and even suicides. All these things, bad things, occur because of credit card abuse. Think of the person who has a mortgage loan or maybe a student loan or perhaps a personal loan, or some combination of these, and they combine this with high credit card balances. The stress of tending to a portfolio of such loans can be smothering. So the lesson here is that one must be very careful to limit loans, including the use of credit cards. If you currently owe lots of money, you need to tend to reducing the size of your loans, starting with those that have the greatest rate of borrowing, which is usually credit cards. One last point about the latest hot product, pay debit cards that are proliferating the market. Problem with them is they now seem to be allowing an overdraft. So they are taking a concept that is supposed to be safe, a debit card with your money available for spending, and then trying to lend you money at the typical usurious rates. Talk about bastardizing a helpful concept and adding a destructive feature. You need to avoid all unnecessary expenses and make sacrifices to accomplish this. There are professional agencies to help you with loan management if you can't handle this yourself. What you can't do is ignore the problem, as it almost always gets worse. Okay, so now let's sum up everything as far as budget goes. First, we must do some scenario analysis on both cash inflows and cash outflows. Next, we try to create a projected budget based on conservative assumptions and a budget that we realistically have a chance to stay on. In doing so, we must go all out, not to spend what we don't have, and to be committed to frugality and prudence and finding cheaper alternatives. We should only consider loans for the best of reasons, meaning that the item or services that we are borrowing for are truly a necessity and thus very important to us. Now, we try to stick to our budget, being prepared and flexible enough to make adjustments subject to unforeseen cash flow changes, especially when they're downward changes. We should always keep in mind a parallel goal to not overspending, and that is underspending, which is a good thing, which can translate to savings. Savings is paramount to planning our futures. We love savings. Savings are great. If we overspend, we never save. So stop spending on stop spending what you don't have and save. That's the key. That's the key to budgeting. So good luck. Thank you very much. Thanks again.